Hi, my name is Kristen Hobbs. I'm the assistant softball coach at UNC Pembroke. You're watching the Black and Gold Report on WFXB.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's edition of the Black and Gold Report, a show all about UNC Pembroke athletics. I'm Jenna Davison, and today on the show we're going to be talking to national champion Daniel Owenby and head wrestling coach O.T. Johnson. And on the second half of the show, we're going to be talking softball with head coach Brittany Bennett. But first, we're joined by Daniel Owenby and Coach Johnson. Coach, welcome to the show, and Daniel, welcome here.
Thank you.
Daniel, let's talk to you first. You've had 2 days now to soak it in, including a 9-hour van ride back from Ohio. Mm-hmm. So how does it feel to be a national champion, and what have been some of the more memorable phone calls and text messages that you've gotten over the past couple of days?
Well, the feelings, I don't think I could actually describe it to somebody. It's still soaking into me right now, and like I was on the van ride back, I guess it was like still soaking out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm a national champion. I did it. And I think one of the best phone calls I got is I called my dad right after I ran off the mat, dried off, put my clothes in. I called my dad. And he picked up and he was silent for a couple of seconds, and he was just like, I could hear the tears in his voice, and he's like, "What's up, champ?" And it was one of the greatest feelings I could ever ask for, calling my dad. And the only thing I could have wished is if he was there with me. And I had my teammate Ryan Blackwell call me on the van ride back, and he'd been my drilling partner for the past 2 years, and unfortunately, injury took him out of the season this year. And when he called me, I'd known Blackwell since freshman year of high school, and it was a great feeling when I got congratulations from him.
Well, good deal. Coach, now let's go on to you. You went through this experience 2 years ago with Mike Williams when he won the national championship in Colorado. What were your emotions with Daniel's experience, and what is different this time around than maybe the experience you shared with Mike a few years back?
Well, I mean, I think once you do something like that the first time, you probably think, there's going to be a when it happens again, it's not going to be the same feeling, but actually it was the same feeling because, both of those young men, have been through a lot, not just on the wrestling mat, but just throughout their lives. And just seeing them work so hard and so long for that feeling was just, a joy for me to be there to experience that with them. And just, the emotions that were going through me and seeing that, he worked hard and he bought into the system, and he was able to accomplish his goals of winning a national title. I would say they're pretty parallel.
Well, 2 national champions in 3 years. You're creating quite the tradition and culture here with this program. Talk about the 2 national champions. Talk about what that means to have 2 national champions to the growth of your program, and what are the possibilities of possibly making it 3 national champions in 4 years next season?
That'd be awesome. I mean, always looking to crown a champion every year. I think the fact that Mike did it a couple years back, and then Daniel was able to do it this year. It just shows that the tradition is strong, and hopefully with this new national champion here, we can continue to bring in the caliber of kids that we need to bring in. Kids that are willing to do what it takes, not just on the wrestling mat, but off the mat as well. Because if you put those 2 things together, you're going to win. And I hope guys on the team currently see that, they're with the guy that can do that, and, they know that they have the ability to do it. As far as for the program, we have national champions. We know we can develop national champions. Selfishly speaking, I want the entire program to be able to experience that. I would love to bring home a team trophy. I think we're just right around the corner from doing that. And the more guys buy in, and the more kids we bring in that have the right mindset and are willing to work for that, no matter what it takes, and no matter how much pain they're going to go through, knowing that it's worth it, I think we're in a position to be able to bring home a team trophy, so we can all feel that feeling of accomplishment.
Well, Daniel, let's talk about your run through the tournament. You started off with a pretty dominating technical fall in your first match of the tournament, and then used an overtime victory over the top-ranked wrestler in the country to secure your 3rd All-American award. What was your mindset heading into Saturday's matches, particularly since you knocked off the tournament favorite heading into the event on Friday?
Well, knocking off the tournament favorite was a pretty good feeling. I kind of got the feeling that of the kid that beat me last year, knocking off the tournament favorite, but it was a great feeling. But then again, I knew that I couldn't get overly excited about it, so I had to move on past it. It's in the past, nothing I can do about it now. I won, now I need to go and continue creating my offense, scoring, and making sure that I keep on my track and my goal to become a national champion.
Well, 2 years ago, you went into this event undefeated and held the #1 spot in the rankings with the majority of the season, but came away with an 8th place finish. Compare the differences in your strategies heading into this year's tournament compared to last year.
I was a lot more humble. I went into this tournament knowing I can be beat, knowing that anything could happen. And last year, I went into the tournament, like you said, undefeated, ranked #1. I went in there, I was just like, it's my tournament. I figured that they were going to hand me the trophy. Everyone's going to lay down for me because I was undefeated and I was ranked #1, but it wasn't the case. And so this year I went in the tournament thinking, well, no one's going to lay down. I got to go in there, I got to work hard, and if I just stay to my style of wrestling, then I could do it.
Well, Coach, this is sort of the same question for you, but what did you see different in Daniel heading into this tournament this year, and what sort of things did you try to do as his coach to prepare him for the national championship run?
Well, I think you definitely have to give a lot of credit to Daniel's training partners, his personal coach, Coach Nadi, and just the entire coaching staff. I have a great group of assistants that do a good job of complementing what I do and trying to make sure they bridge that gap between myself and the kids. And all year long, we've created a great environment for Daniel. We've put him in a lot of adversity, as we put a lot of our kids in a lot of adversity, to prepare him, not to be overly confident. There's a such thing, to go in there with the mindset that you have to put that one tournament together at the right time, and the only tournament that people are going to remember is going to be that national tournament. And I think Daniel's wrestled a lot of matches this year where he probably doubted himself and questioned whether he was the best guy, and we just knew that the more adversity he had throughout the year, the more prepared he would be for that. And same with all of our guys, the other 3 guys that went to national. And I think him going there without that, I'm the man. I'm 36-0, and I've beaten everyone that's placed, at a national tournament high. I think that really prepared him mentally, and like he alluded to, he stayed with his offense. He bought into the system. He shot. We always told Daniel all year long, when he loses matches, when you shoot, you score, and when you're shooting and you're staying in your offense, you're going to get the calls that you need to get to make the other guy wrestle you, and he did that all weekend long, and it paid off for him. So I think that was a great situation for him to see that, hey, if I do the things I'm capable of and not worry about what other people are doing, I'm going to be successful.
Thank you. We're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to continue talking to Daniel Owenby and head coach Othello Johnson. So stay tuned.